Welcome to the 5 Minute Crochet Podcast. I'm your host, Ellen Gormley. I was hoping today that if I wore my blue sweater, that it kind of matches my blue scarf and that maybe it would get me motivated and in the mood. I'm still very motivated. This project is still a lot of fun, so that's not really a problem. I'm just teasing. My computer, however, though, has completely died and I've not been able to get it to restart. So I'm at a crossroads where I'm like, oh no, do I go buy another computer? Do I let it just sit and see if the little vacation motivates the thing to start? So I'm hoping that in a few more days, once it's had a little chance to have a staycation, that it will start again and I'll be able to get back onto my goals. And it's ironic, of course, because I actually started blocking off my schedule for my goals and to work on my computer, and nope. Well, now my computer's dead, and my goal for this afternoon has probably turned to mush. Good morning, Tammy. Good morning, Linda. Thumbs up. Thank you so much. Yeah, I didn't have a 9 o'clock client this morning, so I went ahead and let myself have a lazy time in bed. I got paid today, so spent my first time paying bills. Good morning, Brian, which you know I love. I love to pay bills. I love having the money to pay bills. Makes me so grateful. Saying that to the universe. The more I pay bills, the more grateful I am that I have enough money to pay my bills. So, hey, universe, bless me with abundance. So I'm crocheting today and I'm having kind of a renewed energy. I love fall. And so every fall, I always tease my husband, every fall I fall in love. So you better make sure it's you every year. um, and I'm falling in love with crochet, of course, as always. And so I am going to, good morning, BJ. I have renewed excitement for knowing that 2026 is coming up, and I had some plans for 2026 for crochet, and maybe there's still time for me to get it together. Maybe my big plans for 2026 have not fallen apart just yet, and I can still an alarm that tells me 10 minutes until work. So maybe my 2026 goals are not out of reach just yet. Maybe my plans still can happen. It's not over yet. It's the last bell has not rung yet. So anyway, how are you? Do you have plans this weekend? I always have a gazillion plans in terms of what I want to do. I don't necessarily have any social plans, which is just fine with me. But I'm looking forward to finishing this scarf, getting the other scarf filmed. But now that I don't have that computer, I don't know what I'm gonna do because I use that computer for my videos, not these 5 Minute Crochet podcasts, but for the videos. So that's gonna be a thing. I'm not sure how that's gonna work. And nope, can't use my work computer. It is strictly observed and monitored that zero other work can be done on it other than work. So I cannot use my work computer. Matter of fact, my work computer does not even give me access to some of the tools I need, like Word. But hey, I guess they don't want to pay for licenses for everyone to have a copy of Word. Anyway, so when I can't use it to do my personal work, which, it's fair. It's their computer, so it's fine. But I'm going to have to borrow a computer, maybe from Mara, to get my video work done. And hopefully I will not need to invest in a new computer. But if I do, I already have Brian's vote that PC forever, although I'm tempted to go with a Mac and see what happens. But I don't want to invest in a Mac and then hate it. And I am familiar with a PC, and it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks. Reorganizing your basement, and yesterday you came across the very first scarf you made. BJ, that is so cool. What colors was it? And Was it just a single crochet scarf, or what kind of scarf was it? I want to hear all the details. Um, let's see. So yeah, I'm just going to work. That's the back. Here's the front. But, probably on the screen, it's hard to tell the difference. So I guess in that way, it's reversible. All right, I better get back to work. Please, BJ, leave more description below on what your first scarf was. And I'd love to hear what everyone's first project was. Let's see, what was my first project? I think my first Macs are very expensive. That's true, Linda, but do they last longer? Do they need less maintenance? I don't know. Um, is it ended up being a better value? I don't know. My daughter's had some Macs that have been lemons over the years. So I'm not sure. I want to hear from everybody what your first project was. It's an ivory color, still love it. You wish you could figure out the pattern. Ooh, interesting. Send me a photo. Send me a super close-up photo like of the stitch pattern at ellen.gocrochet@gmail.com, and maybe we can figure it out. That would be really cool. I want to hear about everybody's first project. I don't know what my first project was. I think it was probably a granny square something, because I distinctly remember making 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that right? 4, 5, 6. Granny square. That's not right. That's not right. I distinctly remember making a Rubik's Cube out of granny squares. So taking squares and then making them into the cube to and sewing them together, and of course it turned out to be kind of like round instead of like square, like up like a square, like a cube. But that's the first project I remember making, so I must have learned the granny square first. All right, I have to go to work, but have a fantastic day, and I look forward to seeing you on Monday. The only Apple products you like are your iPad and iPod, both very old. I do love my iPhone. I do love my iPhone, but for work, worky work, I don't know. So we will see. Have a great day. Take care. Bye.